How a woman tests you. During your first meeting, or even in text conversations. First of all, a man needs to know how to properly respond to a woman's questions. The examples I'll give are not about their literal content. It's about understanding the underlying message. Do you know how a woman tests a man to figure out how mentally mature he is? She asks a question where you seemingly have only two possible answers, a correct one or an incorrect one. For instance, are you stingy or generous? What should you answer in such a situation? The truth is, no matter what you answer, the woman is already in the superior position. In that moment, she is the evaluator, the one judging you, not the other way around. Let me go further. If you're stingy, you risk losing the woman's interest. But if you're generous, she'll think, "Oh, how convenient that we met." Now she might put that generosity to the test. The brilliance of such questions lies in how they frame the situation. The woman offers you two extreme options. You either come across as miserly or as an over-the-top philanthropist, and nobody wants to be labeled as either. The way the question is framed leaves no room for a balanced middle ground answer. Meanwhile, the woman assumes the role of a strict teacher who will grade your response accordingly. Many overly sentimental men mistakenly believe that if a woman gives them a high score, she'll love them for it. But that's not how it works. Scoring someone only happens when the evaluator holds the upper hand, and a woman cannot, biologically or emotionally, love a man she perceives as weaker than herself. It's simply incompatible with her biochemical structure. This isn't about money at all. It's not about whether you can buy her something or not. Of course you can, and you might even choose to do so. But you're not doing it for reputational points, nor do you need them. It's purely an act of goodwill on your part, nothing more. In short, recognizing these situations early and addressing them immediately is essential. So, what is the correct response to a question like, "Are you stingy or generous?" Your reply should go something like this: "That entirely depends on the woman. I'm sure we'll revisit this topic after breakfast or dinner. By the way, how good are you at cooking? Do you enjoy taking care of others?" This shifts the dynamic and puts you in the evaluator's position, essentially flipping the script. It's a form of dominance reversal, done intentionally because she initiated a no-rules battle. At the same time, you subtly indicate that you're not someone who engages in fake altruism. You're no pushover, and women find that appealing. They appreciate a man who isn't a puppet they can manipulate at will. The most important thing here is that the entire exchange must remain free of negativity. Everything should be said calmly, with a smile. Some men mistakenly believe that women adore men who do everything for them. That's complete nonsense. A woman is drawn to a man who can intellectually outmaneuver her, all while smiling and without pressure or argument. The approach I've suggested does exactly that. You're not correcting her or trying to fix her worldview. If you start doing that, the game ends, and you've already lost. A woman might also ask, "How jealous are you?" This is another question designed to box you into one of two extremes. If you're jealous, you come across as an insecure, self-doubting man. If you're not jealous, she might think she can do anything without you having any objections. Again, the question limits your ability to give a reasonable response. Here's an example of how to reply: "I don't see the point in jealousy. What's the use of it? Why should I endure discomfort? My woman wouldn't act in a way that makes me jealous. And if she did, she'd simply lose my respect. It's no tragedy for me." That's it, short and sufficient. At that moment, the woman across from you realizes that playing games with you is risky and won't work. She sees you're ready to act if necessary. Of course, there are certain types of problematic women who might try even harder to provoke you. She might say something like, "I have guy friends. What's the big deal?" Your response? Nothing at all. What could possibly happen? I just empathize with their situation. You're an attractive woman, and all they can do is settle for being friends with you. All right, let's leave these dramatic scenarios behind. I hope you understand the logic here. Don't become some pushover who tolerates and accepts everything. If you stay silent or just nod along, even if you start a relationship, the woman will definitely bring it up in the future. But you said you weren't jealous, or you knew I had guy friends. At the same time, don't swing to the opposite extreme. Don't try to prove anything or lecture her. That approach will guarantee you kill any interest she has in you. A sentimental man worries about what topics to choose to please a woman during a date. A smart man, however, understands that the content of the conversation isn't what matters. It's how he talks. He knows the woman will test him, maybe even provoke him. The main idea of this video is that men make a huge mistake when they go into a date with the mindset of presenting their parameters to the woman. Like, "Hi, my name's John. I was born in Florida. I've low mileage, never been in an accident, I'm a good guy, and I'm looking to start a family." As if they were a car being sold at an auction. Then they sit back and wait, hoping she'll fall in love with them. This flawed approach has given rise to so many myths. For example, that women only care about money. Rich men claim women only care about looks. Attractive men claim women only care about youth, and on and on. But a woman doesn't need a list of parameters. What she truly wants is a man who can influence her emotional state and worldview. What does this mean? Let's say something unpleasant happens in your life, a crisis moment. You meet up with a friend. If his emotional intelligence is poorly developed, the best he can say is something generic like, "Don't worry, everything's fine. Things happen for a reason. It'll all work out. Others have it worse." Of course, this isn't convincing. How do you feel when you hear that? It doesn't help. In fact, it makes you feel worse. You might even think, "I wish he hadn't tried to comfort me. I'd rather just deal with this alone." But if your friend has well-developed emotional intelligence, he'll choose the right words and arguments to show you a new perspective. He'll help you see the positives in the situation, and in that moment, you'll feel better. These are the people we hold on to in our lives, the ones we don't let go of. This is exactly what women need as well, and they can only verify if a man has this capacity through subtle provocations. So subtle that you might not even notice them. I understand you might want ready-made formulas or templates for these situations. You're also worried about awkward silences in your conversations and feel the need to stock up on topics to impress her with stories. But all of that is nonsense. I'm telling you this directly and honestly because it's time to stop thinking this way. As long as you think like this, you can't claim a position of strength. That's why I'm suggesting taking video courses to deepen your theoretical understanding of these issues and then applying them correctly in practice. Theory and practice are what will truly help you grow mentally. Everything else is just imitation, and imitation isn't progress. Imitation is self-deception. Our online lectures will soon be available for purchase on our website. Stay tuned for more details and don't miss the chance to take your knowledge and skills to the next level. Thank you for watching. If you found this content helpful, don't forget to subscribe to our channel to stay updated with more valuable insights and tips. Also, make sure to follow us on our social media accounts linked in the description for exclusive updates, discussions, and content. See you in the next video.